Okay, so now I am going to start the next part in the section 1, page number 114. So page number 114, you have like 3 parts, part D, E and F. Okay, so now the first thing I am going to do is, you remember this one in the first lab. The charge lab, you have seen the pith ball and the acrylic rod and the fur. Okay, so if I want to check whether an object is charged or not, then here's the setup. I can use the uncharged pith ball. So let me show you how you can do that. So now let's assume this is okay. So here now I have uncharged acrylic rod. Okay, so the net charge is equal to 0. But now what I am going to do, I am going to rub this one with fur. So if you remember, we did this one before. And you know, once you rub acrylic rod with a fur, the acrylic rod become a negatively charged acrylic rod and fur become a positively charged fur. Okay, so now what I am going to do, now I have a charge rod. Okay, so now I have a charge rod. Then I am going to close this rod to a pith ball, towards the pith ball, and see what happened. You have to check what happened immediately. Okay, see what we saw here. We saw attraction and now it's repelling. See, now you can see repulsive force. It attract just after you close it and then they repel it. And if you remember, we discussed the physics behind this attraction and repulsion. So I'm not going to explain that part, but here what we saw, you saw attraction and the repulsion. So that's the way we can identify whether this object is charged or not. So that means if this is, for example, let me grab another object. Let me check a magnet. Okay, so if you want to check whether this magnet has charges or not, whether this is a charged magnet or not, what you want to do, you have to do the same thing. And then if this magnet has charges, then you should see the same thing. We should see attraction and we should see a repulsion, like with the acrylic rod. So let's try to check that one, because we don't know whether we have charge in this magnet or not. We are going to check that one. Okay, so let me neutralize this pith ball, and then I'm going to do the same thing. Can you see anything? No, we can't see anything. So can you see any attraction and repulsion? Okay, so now think about, do we have any charges here? We didn't see anything. So what that means? Because with the charged acrylic rod, we saw something. We saw attraction and repulsion because this was a charged acrylic rod. But with this one, we didn't see any interaction between the pith ball and the magnet. So what that means, think about it. Okay, so and then the other part is this one. Okay, this is page number 114, capital E. So what you have here, you have an aluminium foil, and then here you have a clip. Okay, so now what I'm going to check here is, first let's check the magnetic interaction between the paper clip and the magnet. So let me take this out. Okay, so when it is out, then if I close these two, you can see they are attracting each other, right? So now I'm going to keep it inside. Okay, now the clip is inside and it's stable. Okay, it's still moving a little bit. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, let me use 2 magnets so then you can see it more. So now I am going to hold this magnet outside of this cup. So inside the cup we have a clip, and then we covered this cup using the aluminium foil, and then now here we have a magnet outside. So see, you can see something, you can see attraction. Okay, again, see, you can see attraction. Clear? Okay, so that's the magnetic interaction. So now let's use this one. Okay, let's use this one. So actually this clip you can assume this clip is same as this pit ball, uncharged pit ball, right? So then what happened? So let's say he is the, I mean, you can think this as a pit ball, okay? So then what happened? I'm going to do the same thing. I'm rubbing these two together, and then now this acrylic rod become a negatively charged acrylic rod. And then let's assume, I mean, here let's say you have a pit ball, and then what you should see attraction and repulsion like this, okay? But when I keep this object, let's say we have a pit ball, okay, pit ball or clip, it doesn't matter. If I keep that inside, okay, now I'm going to do the same thing, but now I don't have any direct contact between the acrylic rod and the clip, okay. So first let me, it's oscillating, okay, so now it's stable. Can you see any interaction? Can you see any attraction and repulsion like what we saw here? Can you see any attraction, repulsion? Okay. So now think about why. I mean, if this object is in outside like this, if we do the direct contact, then we saw attraction and repulsion. But when we keep this pit ball inside the cup with this aluminium foil, then we cannot see any interaction between the pit ball or between that object and the acrylic rod. Think about why. What is the reason for that? Think about this setup. What you have a plastic, you have a cup and you have an aluminium foil. So why we use this aluminium foil? What happened if you use the aluminium foil? What happened to the electric field? So this is the hint I can give you. So think about it. So that's the page number 114, part D and E and F.